If you're just joining us, welcome to Thriving Thursday, to our Mastermind call. And we've got the opportunity today to be taught by none other than Christian Sadler. Every Thursday, he comes prepared to teach us and instruct us and train us in being more successful. And that's exactly what we've got today. And like I say, here is a guy that knows what he's talking about because he's practiced it. He has delved into his education. He has applied the principles that he's learned, and he has reaped the success. You can't reap what you don't sow. And so he got his education, he got educated, and with that knowledge and mindset, he has changed his life immensely. And he's here to help us this morning. Christian, how's your morning going? Christian, I can see you're off mute, but I'm not hearing anything, sir. Well, it looks a little bit like I've got some technical difficulties. Until Christian can join us, I'd like to hear where people are finding their prospects. Are you using the 3-foot rule? Are you using the referral method, talking to your prospects and getting referrals that the prospects you've already worked with? How are you guys finding them? I want to hear about that. Go ahead and take yourself off mute. I'd like to hear where you're finding the prospects.
Hey, Ron, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Fantastic. Hey, this is Eloy. Hi, guys. So one really fun way that I got a prospect, and he put in his order just last week, but I had put an ad on Facebook to sell a couple of old movies that I had at my house, and a lady came to my house, answered the ad. Her husband came through, and we just started talking then and there at my house, 3-foot rule. And so it's always great to put some silly things on Facebook, and the second that somebody wants to come pick them up, might as well talk to them about your real estate career. As well as that, I came up with a really fun idea, which is if you go on KSL and you look for boxes, go pick them up because they're usually free. Now, the person who's given away those boxes most likely just moved into a property. They absolutely deserve to hear about velocity banking. Now, you could do the same thing after on the reverse end, post the boxes for free. Whoever's coming to pick up those boxes is most likely moving into a new property, and they also deserve to hear about velocity banking. And depending on how rushed they are to move out, you might be able to pick up a real estate deal along the way. That's my 2 cents.
Eloy, that is brilliant. Sounds wonderful. Looks like Christian might be back with us. Christian, are we hearing you now?
I am back. Can you hear me?
Excellently, yes. How's your morning going, Christian?
My morning is amazing. And I want to thank you, Ron, for starting off this call and for covering for me when my computer was not hearing me. Not sure what's going on there, but we'll jump into the day. So thank you so much, Ron, for everything that you do. And I was able to hear Eloy. Love your ideas. Love what you're doing there. In fact, I can throw another one out there for you guys, another idea. And this one's a little bit bigger. You gotta be in the right position to do it. But if you just sell your house, you'll get people that are coming to looking to buy a house, and those are great prospects. So I've had my house for sale by owner. I've had a few people come by to see it, and both of the people, I should say, 2 of them have come by and actually seen the property, and both of those people that came to the property and I had the conversations with them are interested in real estate. And the more we had a conversation, the more it made sense for them to come out to an event. So we've got some highly qualified people that are in the market to buy it. So that means they have money, they have credit, and they're interested in real estate. And so, everything about your day can turn into a prospecting situation. And that's really the design of today's call. That's what I wanted to focus on with today's call, is prospecting. Now, before I jump into the rest of that, I want to give a shout out to the Utah team and make sure that you guys from Super Saturday understood that we are opening up your registration today at 6 o'clock so that you can go upstairs at 6 o'clock. So not just regular registration, but we want you to go upstairs at 6 o'clock and get your badge. If you already have a badge, you're going to get your badge rider for the month. So you're just going to verify the 4 things that we talked about on Super Saturday, and that's going to get you in the doors for your study groups and for your Wealth Essentials class, and it's going to be a rockin' good time. So again, get there at 6 o'clock and make sure you go upstairs, get your badge, get prepared for the month. That's going to help our registration move smoothly moving forward. So you're going to do that once a month at Super Saturday and or the week following. If you do it the week following, you might be getting into class a little bit late. If you don't get there at 6 o'clock today and get there upstairs, you might be getting into class a little bit late. So we want to be able to expedite, your entry into class if you take the responsibility to do what you need to do. So back to prospecting. Elo gave some great ideas of, connecting with people. I just gave you another great idea, but you know what? You don't have to wait until you're selling a house or selling some of your stuff. You can prospect anywhere, anytime. Now, the best leads, or the most comfortable conversations, I should say, are usually people that have shown interest to you. And so there's really 2 types of leads usually that are going to be showing interest to you. And those are going to be warm market and cold market. And I'd like to go through just some simple conversations for you guys. And then I want to do some role plays. If we've got enough time here, I'd like to open it up and do some role plays with some of you so that we can just kind of guide through this. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to commit myself to do some live dials inside the Renatus or in the Elevate SLC Facebook group. So if you guys want to see me do some live dials, I'll be doing that today and tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. I'll commit to myself to at least do 30 minutes of prospecting where you guys can listen to me do phone calls right there inside the Facebook group. So I'm only going to do that if we have participation on this call, and let's really quickly go through a conversation. Now, if you guys have been putting out, your roadside signs or your drop cards or, those types of things, well, there is a couple of scripts inside that Facebook group that you can go look for. And so what you're going to do is you're going to look for the straight line script. So I put it in there, and you guys can find it. So straight line script is going to follow the straight line persuasion style training, or the way of the wolf, so to speak. So I've been through those trainings multiple times, and me and Dane and many others that have contributed to that script have really made it a great thing. So the basic script that you're going to go through, I'd love to role play with somebody real quick. And on this one, we're not going to throw any objections out there. I just want to quickly go through the basic conversation. Now, I'm not going to be reading through the script because I've done it enough times. I don't need the script, and that's where you guys want to be. You want to get so good at your script that it turns into a conversation but still follows the flow of the script. So who would like to be my prospect as we go through that real quick? You go ahead and come off mute. I just need one person. Again, we're not going to throw any objections out on this one, but then once we get through the basic conversations, then we'll go through and you guys can, throw some objections at me.
I'll do it with you, Christian.
All right, Ron, let's go through it. So typically, and I've got, for example, I've got roadside signs out in Seattle. I have roadside signs out in Denver, and I have people answering those calls. So we're going to say you answered a roadside sign. Now, when somebody calls my sign, they don't go to me directly, right? I want to run my business. I don't want my business running me. And so they go automatically to a voicemail. And then I call them back on my time frame. And so you've called an ad, you got a voicemail, and now I'm calling you back. Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Ron.
Hey, Ron, Christian Sadler, real estate investor. I'm calling you because you responded to an ad of mine about real estate investing. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, the one that was there on that post by the side of the road where I stopped and it looked at me for a few minutes. And I thought, you know what? I really ought to just see what's going on with this.
Perfect. That's the one. So did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay. Ron, what was it about that ad that piqued your attention?
You know, I've just always thought that from the times I was paying rent, you know, I thought someone's making money every month off me and I'm working all month to pay them. And I'd like to know what's on the other side of this game and get paid every month.
Okay, good deal. So have you ever done any real estate in the past?
Well, we bought our house a few years back.
Gotcha. Okay. Ron, what do you do for work right now?
I work with a local utility company.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
I've been there for a few years, and they've been good to me, but it's not an exciting job. I kind of think there's a romance and glamour that comes with that. Maybe that comes from watching the TV shows.
Gotcha. Okay. So how long have you been thinking about investing in real estate?
Oh, you know, in one way or another, probably since I first moved out of my folks' house and got my first apartment and started paying a rent check every month.
Okay, gotcha. And as you were calling off my ad, I mean, were you looking at this as something that is to supplement what you're doing now, or would you go full time with us once you replaced or doubled your income?
You know, I can see it going either way. I'm really just reaching out to see what is there and if it's something that I can do.
Okay, perfect. Ron, I just got to ask you a few more questions, make sure you're a good fit.
Sure.
Have you ever been in a position where you are writing your own paycheck or in charge of your own schedule?
I've done some side jobs.
Okay. Besides some side jobs, have you ever run your own business at all?
Never had my own business, nope.
Gotcha. Do you feel like you have the discipline on a day-to-day basis to do what it takes when you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder or telling you what to do?
I do. I think I'm good at that.
Okay, good. Well, Ron, I mean, it sounds like you might be a good fit for the team. The only way to know for sure is to have you come out and meet us in person. The next opportunity we would have that you could do that is actually this Thursday. We're getting together over at the Salt Lake Community College campus in Sandy.
At the campus, huh? It's not just a living room? That's cool.
Yeah. Is there anything you're doing this Thursday that you can't get out of?
No, I can be available.
Okay, perfect. So what I want to do is I want to get you registered. I just want to make sure that I have all of your info correctly. So on your voicemail, you said that your phone number was these digits and this email address. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, perfect. And Ron, how do I spell your last name?
Hyer.
Okay. So Ron, I'm going to go ahead and reserve you a spot. Before I let you go, though, can I ask you one more question?
Absolutely.
Ron, are you the type of guy that follows through on the things that he says he's going to do?
Yes, I pride myself on that, yes.
Okay, good. So if I reserve your seat and I have the team watching out for you, you're going to be there, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of eager. When you say come meet with us, how many are there?
There's going to be a crowd. There's going to be, I would say, about 300 plus, but not all of them will be in the same room as you.
That sounds exciting.
Okay, perfect. All right, Ron. Well, I'm going to go ahead and reserve your spot. I've got your info here, and if you have, if you can do me a favor when you get there, I want to make sure that I introduce you to Alden Sparks. So Alden was a guy that was similar to you, he was just working for a company. He was young. He was 19 years old when I met him, and he's just been doing some really cool stuff in real estate and in the business with us. He's a kid that I just think that you'll be inspired by. So do me a favor and just make sure that I give you the chance to shake his hand. Sound good?
Alden Sparks. I'll look forward to that. Thank you. And I appreciate you calling me.
Perfect. All right, Ron. I'll see you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
All right. So again, guys, go to that script. There's some extra questions that you can throw in there that you can utilize, and you can fit it to yourself. But what you want to do is use that script and use it completely. Here's what I found is sometimes, somebody takes that script and then they just start going way off topic, and they're going clear off to Uranus, and they're not going anywhere with the conversation because they want to freestyle it too early. And what you want to do is you want to understand the psychology of the script and the conversation. Best way to do that is to use the script, but then also you're going to want to go through those trainings. There's the straight line persuasion training, and there is the Way of the Wolf book, which is both of those are put out by Jordan Belfort. And so go through and understand the psychology while utilizing the script in real life. And then once you get to the point where you really understand it, you can mix it up a little bit, and you can even go without the script. But until then, keep the script, use the script. Now, for many of you, there's a simple practice that you could put into play. And this is a practice that could help you in your real estate. It can help you in your funding. It can help you in so many different ways. And really it is just committing to having a conversation with one person a day. And what I'm talking about is one warm market person a day, right? And explaining to them what you're doing. Explaining to them how your business may benefit them. And so, literally, you could start the conversation very easily with somebody. And again, I'm going to need somebody to role play this. So Ron, do you want to do this one as well?
Yeah, you betcha.
Okay. I want you guys to think about this. When you're thinking about your warm market, if you called them and just had this open, honest conversation, would they be receptive? So, Ron, we're going to say you're my cousin.
Okay.
I'm going to call you. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, cousin. This is Christian. How are you, man?
Hey, good. Been a long time. What have you been up to?
Oh, I actually just started a new career, and I've been getting into real estate. How about you?
Oh, that sounds awesome. No, I'm in the same old, same old. How did you get into real estate?
Well, that's the reason that I called you, actually.
Well, awesome.
So I've been working with this local group, and I've had some really phenomenal mentors, people that have been in the business for many years and have done some really great things. And one of the things that I've committed myself to is to call at least one person per day and just share with them how my business may benefit them or someone that they know. And I'm just curious, are you open to hearing a little bit about what I've got going on?
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Okay, cool. So, Ron, one of the first ways that my business could benefit you or somebody that you know is one of the things that I have access to with my newly found knowledge and community of real estate investors is I have options for people who are having trouble making their mortgage payments or needing to sell a property quickly. And many of the options that we can bring to the table are things that you wouldn't find on the open marketplace. And so I'm just curious, do you know anybody that might be in that situation where they might be having trouble with their mortgage company and are looking for ways to either keep their house or get out of it quickly?
Yeah, I've got an acquaintance here a couple doors down. They're going through some hard times and lost a job and trying to get another job, and their situation's changed on the monthly income, and their marriage is having some trouble. And if they could get rid of the house and just kind of step back from where they are and their financial obligations, maybe they'd be able to get stronger in their other relationships and commitments.
Okay, gotcha. Is there any way that you'd be open to making a connection for me?
Yeah, I'd be happy to, Christian.
Okay, perfect. What do you think is the best way to facilitate that?
Well, how would you feel best about it? I can go over and tell them that you're in real estate, or I can, if you're in the neighborhood, they're usually home in the evenings, and I could take you over and introduce you.
Okay. Yeah, how about this? Why don't you, because he knows you already, why don't you start the conversation? It sounds like he's already shared a lot of this with you, and just let him know that you've got a cousin that might be able to, bring some solutions for him as far as his property is concerned, and just see if he would be open to you sharing his information with me.
Okay, throw out some options, or that you've got some options you could throw out to him that might be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can do that. That'd be great. I think he'd welcome it.
Okay, perfect. I really appreciate that, Ron. You know that means the world to me. And of course, I'm going to keep everything confidential on his side. And
Sure.
Of course, if I end up, buying the house, I'm going to make sure that you get taken care of as well. Sound good?
Oh, sounds good. So you're thinking of buying the house yourself, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I'm doing now.
Oh, that's cool. Well, it'd be cool to just reconnect with you and have some good times together and maybe help somebody in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Well, that's just one of the ways that my business might be able to help some of the people the other way is I oftentimes have, properties that I'm able to see before they hit the market because they're coming from, my community of real estate investors. As you know, with this market, that many of the properties, once they hit the market, they already have multiple offers. And so if you know anybody that's in a position where they're looking to buy a house, I'd love to see if if my community of investors might have something that would fit their criteria that they could buy before there's a realtor involved. Do you know anybody that might be in that position? They're looking for a house.
Let me brainstorm on it. I'm sure I can think of 2 or 3.
Okay, cool. Yeah, think about it. And obviously, these would be nicely fully remodeled houses, and I can just put the word out if there is.
And no competition because it's not on the market, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's a neat service.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so that's the second way. And then, another thing, cousin, that I've got that I'm doing is most of these properties. In fact, one of my mentors, Christian Sadler, he's buying all of them without his own money or credit. And the way that he does that is he uses other people's money. He actually helps people get a better return on the money that they might have in, let's say, a retirement account, in a savings account, sitting somewhere. They might have it in another investment that's not performing as lucratively as they want. And he offers them, great returns on their money. And so, I have many resources within this community that I can tap into, but quite frankly, with the type of interest that I'm going to be paying to these people, if I'm going to make that money for anybody, I'd rather make it for somebody that I know. And so I'm just curious, do you know anybody that might have some funds that they would want to put to work lending to me on real estate transactions?
Yeah, heck. I can think of my parents right off the bat, and I'm sure I can think of more. But everybody would like to get a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they're safe transactions. I mean, this isn't risky.
Well, I mean, they're backed by real estate. So worst case scenario, they've got a house that's insured versus, the stock market where they're not really insured against anything.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. So that's another way. And if you can, I mean, obviously I know your parents and I could have a conversation with them, but maybe if you could put in a good word for me and let them know that I'm going to give them a call.
Oh, they think the world of you, Christian. And how did you get into this?
Well, I've been working with this group that I've been telling you about. So that's part of what I do. And it's actually one of the benefits as well. I was going to get to that later on, but I've been tasked with the responsibility of growing the team and finding some more ambitious people that want to learn real estate investing. And so I'm curious, do you know anybody that's kind of looking for a career change, or, looking to make additional money on top of what they're doing now by working side by side with local real estate investors?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to finding something that we can do, and another stream of income, things kind of paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually thought that you were doing pretty good over there at the utility company.
It's fair. They're good to me.
Yeah, gotcha. But you're looking for more? You're looking to expand out a little bit?
Yeah, it'd be fun. I think it'd be exciting to do what you're doing. It sounds really interesting.
I've really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm just learning now, and just kind of getting a lot of knowledge under my belt more than anything. But it's been really a cool experience. Have you ever thought about doing real estate in the past?
I've never really thought about it.
Gotcha. Okay. But just with what I'm telling you, that's kind of piquing your interest?
Yeah. I can tell you're enthusiastic about it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not the best person to really give you a lot of details about that side of the business, but I'm going to another workshop this Thursday, and they're going to be kind of sharing some of these strategies that we're using. And, I could get you a guest pass for free. Why don't you tag along?
Would you do that for me? That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that for you. I'll get you a spot. Do you have to check? You have to check with Sue or anything before you commit, before I reserve you a seat?
No, I imagine she'd probably want to come along. Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to ask her right now and just find out if I should get you one seat or two?
Yeah, she's nodding her head already.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, I'll reserve you 2 spots then, and I'm going to be helping to run the event, actually, so I might not be able to sit right there with you because I'm going to be, helping run things. But
sure.
Come on down. I'll be able to connect with you beforehand. I'll actually introduce you to the guy that got me involved and has been helping me through this process. And then by the time everything's said and done, I'll be back in the room and be able to, kind of connect with you, and I can introduce you to some more folks. Does that sound good?
That sounds really good. It sounds like a good time.
Okay. And the email addresses on the family list, are those the best ones still for you and Sue?
Yeah, everything's correct there.
Okay, cool. I'll just use that to get you a spot reserved. It is invitation only, so I just want to make sure that if I reserve a spot that that you're going to be there. So you guys are all set to go?
Oh, it sounds great. If I talk to someone else that's interested, is it possible I can invite them, or how would that go?
Yeah, you'll want to contact me first. Depending on who it is, then I won't really want to decide whether we bring them down, and then if we do, of course, I need to reserve their spot as well.
Of course. Excellent.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you kind of being willing to listen, and this has been a really rewarding call for me, being willing to make those connections for me, Ron. I'll look forward to seeing you on Thursday. And in the meantime, if you think of anybody that that fits any of those scenarios, why don't you just shoot me over a text?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, Ron. Sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate your call. This has been really fascinating. Thanks, Christian. See you soon.
Yep. See you soon. Bye. All right, guys. I actually didn't realize how long I had taken on those calls. Don't hesitate if you're having a good connection with your warm market. They're giving you referrals. Take that time. Unfortunately, I don't have time for more role plays with objections. But think about those 2 conversations, right? One is more scripted and designed, and you're talking to somebody more from an interview standpoint, right? When somebody's calling you, they're looking for a leader that can guide them to the land of financial freedom. And so you want to, utilize, the points in the straight line persuasion to be sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and a figure of authority. When you're calling your warm market, you're not necessarily going to lead in that same direction, right? But you still want to have a plan for the conversation. So just think of the different ways that your business could benefit others, the types of referrals that you would want to receive from somebody. And then just be honest with them. first of all, make the commitment. Make the commitment to yourself that you're going to contact at least one person a day and share with them the benefits about your business and how that could benefit them or someone that they know. Notice it's going to be an easy, simple conversation. If they say no to everything, nope, I don't know anybody that would be in that situation. Nope, I don't think real estate's a good thing. Just say, hey, I appreciate you listening, and just keep me in mind. If you ever know somebody in those situations, Uncle Larry, I appreciate you. And if they're more receptive, like Ron was in this call, then have that conversation and go through all the different types of referrals that you would want to receive. And they'll either know somebody, they'll be interested in themselves, or they will be uninterested in the conversation. But most likely, just from the fact that you have a relationship, this could be your friend, this could be, your mechanic, this could be anybody, that you've connected with or that you've known, and just say, hey, listen, I've made a commitment to connect with at least one person a day and just share with them the benefits of what I do in this new career and how it could help them or somebody that they know. Would you be open to hearing some of those things? With that, folks, I've got to jump over here and get prepared for the next call. And I just appreciate you guys being on here. 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time, I'm going to get on and do some prospecting, and I'm going to do it live inside the Elevate SLC Facebook group. So if you guys want to chime into that, 10:30 a.m., I'm going to do the live inside the group. Thanks for being on here. It's Thursday. This is game day. Go make it happen.